our money. We want to build an educational system that is free, that is an asset, that you leave school, you have a job, you can take care of yourself, build a dream, fight for your family. We want to build a network within our country where you can live in Victoria and work in Bamenda. You don't need to drive two foreign to Cameroon to reach Victoria. You can go to Winnipeg from one place. You can be able to make your own cake in Winnipeg, or you can invest for the whole market to be able to send a child to school. That is why we fight. For the discipline, for hope, for free Ambazonia. God bless you all. Thank you for coming.
Good evening, my fellow Ambazonians. I am glad to be here this evening with all of you. I want to salute all those in Mutengene, in Boya, in Yomojok, in Victoria. My sincere gratitude to the people of Bamenda, the brave fighters of Ndop, the valiant soldiers of Mbengwi, the suffering Ambazonians of Nigeria. I want to send salute to all of you for your bravery, tenacity, and steadfastness in ensuring that we can have a country to call our own. Today, I will begin my conversation by showing solidarity to all those who are locked up in prison. I want to show solidarity to the Numvi Walters, to the Tatingo, to the Oben Maxwell, to the Njusi Abans. I want to show solidarity with the Dr. Fontaines, the Agbo Balas, all those who are suffering in jail because of our sake. We are grateful for your sacrifices, for your resilience and steadfastness in the face of uncertainty. Your sacrifices will not go in vain. For all those who are out still struggling, you should be reminded that the Akums didn't die in vain. Our sisters were not raped in Boya in vain. Those who are locked up in distant prisons are not sweltering under oppression and injustice in vain. That we as a people will overcome the difficulties of the moment to be able to restore an independent homeland for ourselves and for our children. You have shown great tenacity in the face of utmost brutality. You have shown that Cameroon is an illegal occupier that shouldn't be in our homeland. You have demonstrated in the past 7 months a high level of commitment to the principles and hope espoused by millions of our people. You have fought battles on our strait. You've gone to jail for the hope of those who died before us. You continue to show resilience. You continue to respect the ghost towns. You continue to boycott the schools of the illegal occupier. Our day shall come, as I have said several times. Ambazonia belongs to you. It belongs to the unborn. It belongs to all those who inhabit the 43,000 square miles of homeland. And our people will fight block by block, rooftop by rooftop, street by street, quarter by quarter, to ensure that we evacuate from our homeland the beast from Yaoundé, the DOs, the gendarmes, the bees, the collaborators who've made our lives so difficult in the land of our birth. You are the bravest. You are the finest. And you need a space to demonstrate these qualities. And we are going to make sure we give you a free homeland. I want to also show solidarity to the bishops. When a state attacks the institutions of the church, you can understand the bestiality of such a state. Cameroon has no boundaries. It has no red lines. It's an illegal occupier that shows no mercy to any institution. And to our bishops, we want to let you know that we as a people stand behind you. And we will continue to show the solidarity that we have shown for 56 years to all the institutions that espouses our values, that stand for our people. And we as a people will conquer the occupier and make sure that you can function within your own institutions without fear of retribution. We will stand by you all the way through. And we are sure that you are going to continue to show your respect and solidarity to the great people of Ambazonia. Thank you very much for all you've been doing. For all the private schools, all the missionary schools that have been shut down, all the teachers who have not had pay for so many years. Your sacrifices wouldn't go in vain. I know our people are worried. They ask questions about the way forward. They are sometimes uncertain. I usually come here not to make speeches. I come here to have a conversation with you, to assure you about the future, to make you overcome your moments of uncertainty, to give you an idea where we are coming from, and where we are headed to. The revolutionary curve is not on a straight line. It goes up, it comes down. There are days of happiness, there are days of certainty, but there are days of confusion. But there is one certainty and one constant about every revolutionary curve. It ends with the victory of the people. It ends with the victory of those determined to write their own story, to write the last chapter of their own story. And I am quite sure that we as a people will overcome the difficulties of the moment to be able to build a country of our own. But we must start at this moment. Our ideas today, what we do today, will shape the future. I have been going around. I know most people are confused. Why is he going around? I go to places where I'm invited to have a conversation with our people. That is why I send my salute to the great people of Ireland for the great reception, the rousing reception they gave my delegation. We had a wonderful time in Ireland. We were able in Ireland to have a conversation to give our people hope, to show them the way forward. We gave our people some level of certainty in their commitment at the moment. And they were able to come out of the conference with a high level of certainty about where we are and where we are headed to. Many times when you watch the struggle from the social media perspective, sometimes you are confused. But these private meetings, these conversations in boardrooms, gives our people some level of insight about what level of investment we are supposed to make at this moment to be able to hasten the day that we throw Cameroon out of our country. My visit to Atlanta, New Jersey, Minnesota, Washington, South Africa gave our people some level of insight about what is needed for us to overcome the difficulties of the moment. In the coming weeks, I will be going to Sweden. We will be in Malmö with Barata Mark to be able to talk to our people, to have a conversation with them, answer their questions, and give them some more detailed insight about what is needed for us to be free. We cannot run a revolutionary struggle from a social media perspective. We need some depth, some broader understanding about what we need to do. We need to separate facts from fiction. We need to know how to translate our optimism into some tangible result. We need to measure success through some indicators that are understood. And I am quite sure from my vantage position, having traveled across the globe and talking to our people, I can assure you that the level of commitment and enthusiasm in the minds of our people is unshakable. It is that level of commitment that leadership is supposed to tap into, to translate it into tangible results that can give us a free homeland. My fellow Ambazonians, there are difficult days ahead. There are difficult days ahead. But I am quite certain that we will emerge from this dark tunnel to see a new dawn, a new Ambazonia, a freer country than the one that we inherited from our parents. That is why we need to strengthen our capabilities and capacities. We need to bond together. I have been made to understand in the last few days that there will be a need for a third conclave, that all the groups will have to meet together again to rededicate their effort on a united platform within SCACOF. I want to assure you that the baby steps we have taken are critical. But the AGC vision for SCACOF, for a united platform that will take us forward, will be presented at the third conclave. We will be there to participate. And what we will be bringing on the table will be building a platform that reflects the moment, that reflects the aspirations of our people, the doctrines of the constituent groups. We want to strengthen the Leadership Council, making sure that the constituent bodies that form the Leadership Council have real powers to debate ideas, formulate policies that will be implemented by the Secretariat of SCACOF. The AGC vision for the Leadership Council is one that every group within the Leadership Council will have a veto power on major policy decisions. This veto power is not to stall decisions of SCACOF, but to encourage us to make decisions based on consensus, so that we learn to collaborate, to tolerate, and to build ideas based on shared values and shared ideologies. We would be also proposing the strengthening of the financial arm, where SCACOF truly owns its own financial arm, where there is that kind of accountability that was espoused by the founding fathers, the facilitators, where we can turn it into the treasury of Ambazonia with a strong accounting system that is going to be reflective of the Anglo-Saxon values. We will be strengthening this resolve with the hope that we transform this platform into a veritable unifying platform that is cohesive, that presents to our people a roadmap for their own liberation. And there is a reason why we should do this. In the near future, before September probably, we may need a government. I know we've talked about a government before. Why do we need a government? And why do we need it now? There are some revolutions that have been prosecuted without a government. Our struggle is different. We were a state, an independent one, with our institutions, like our parliament. We had our governments. This government was dismantled by the occupier. Our institutions were dismantled by the occupier. So when we talk about the restoration of our statehood, we are talking about the restoration of a statehood that existed before, with viable institutions that were able to govern our own space based on the consent of our people. And so we need to replace those institutions that were taken away from us by the occupier. Because we should take note, in the past 7 months, Our people have not listened to the government of Cameroon. Our people have listened to us. They have boycotted the schools because we have called for boycotts. They have respected ghost towns because we asked them to do so. And so, going forward, if we ask our people not to respect the institutions of Cameroon, we must provide alternative institutions that our people can rely on. And that should be a government of the people of Ambazonia that is legitimate, that is able to formulate policies and cause them to be implemented to hasten the day of the termination of the occupation of our homeland. That is why we need a government. We could function without a government. But our situation is unique because we have been a state with institutions that were legitimate institutions that govern us from within based on the constant and policies that were formulated by our parliament. And so we need a government. And we are going to make this proposition on how that should be done. Going forward, we of the AGC think that SCACUF will become the legislative arm of that government. That SCACUF will be turned into an interim parliament that is going to debate policies, formulate policies, and adopt those policies and hand those policies to the government for implementation. Because SCACUF is a unitary platform that brings together all the constituent bodies that fight for Ambazonia. So it has that legitimacy to be the parliamentary arm of the state. It will also be the arm where policies are discussed and formulated in such a way that the government should be in a position to implement and articulate those policies. We want to make sure that the people of Ambazonia, beginning in September, begin to listen to a constituent body that reflects the consent of our people. That as we continue to disentangle ourselves from Cameroon, we put in place a viable institution that can be accountable and responsible for policies going forward. It will not be a cosmetic government. It will be a government that is going to be backed by a solid military. Our defense forces will make sure the process of decoupling Ambazonia from Cameroon is hastened. We have to enter September knowing fully well that Ambazonians will no longer cooperate with Yaoundé. We have to enter the month of September knowing fully well that parliamentarians who sit in Yaoundé know that there are consequences. I just read yesterday an invitation from the colonial occupier asking Ambazonians, stooges who sit in its parliament, to report to Yaoundé. We will be sending individual letters to those parliamentarians. We will be giving them a very short time frame to publicly declare that they will no longer go to that parliament that legitimate the occupation of our country. After that period, any parliamentarian that has not made a public statement denouncing the Parliament of Cameroon over Ambazonia will face the wrath of our defense forces. That will hold true for any civil servant, any collaborator that facilitates the occupation of our land. Fellow citizens of the 56th state of Africa, you should understand that you've gained mental liberation, that you've achieved something that we never dreamt before. You should know that the last phase of this resistance is going to be difficult. But I am confident because after having gone to many countries and spoken with our people, I have measured their capability and capacity to be able to go through this last phase. After having spoken to the ground fighters, those who battle Cameroon on a daily basis, I am confident that we will be able to sail through this last phase with confidence and with the hope that we will emerge as a free people, the 56th state of the continent of Africa. And the role of the Ambazonian government will be to oversee our destiny, apply for membership at the United Nations, apply for membership at the African Union, and ask the United Nations to invoke the doctrine of the responsibility. Ask the African Union to invoke Articles 20, Paragraph 3 to protect the state of Ambazonia. But I am more confident, because if they don't do it, the brave fighters and soldiers of Ambazonia will protect our homeland block by block, neighborhood by neighborhood, rooftop by rooftop, quarter by quarter. They will protect the dignity of the Ambazonian woman, the dignity of the Ambazonian child. They will protect our homeland from the rapacious enemy that has meant us no good for the past 56 years. We have a roadmap. We have the courage. We have the motivation. Most importantly, we have our people, the great people of Ambazonia, to ensure that this roadmap we are going to perfect will be followed meticulously. I want to salute the bravery of the Ambazonian woman, all the ladies who are fighting across the globe, those who met in the United States, the AGC women, the block by block ladies of Ireland, of Finland, of Berlin, of North Rhine-Westphalia, the block by block ladies of Ireland, the United States, the patriot volunteers who have been working in different humanitarian portfolios to ensure that our people who are languishing in Nigeria are given the support they need. I want to ask Ambazonians to extend their support to those in exile in Nigeria. I've spoken with them. They are not giving the kind of support they deserve. We must extend solidarity to them. I want to ask you all to continue to show your support to all those who are languishing in jail because of our name. Be generous to them. But most importantly, as you adopt a teacher, as you adopt a lawyer, as you adopt a prisoner, you must adopt an AK-47. That is the best instrument that will liberate you from colonial Cameroon. That is the only way Cameroon is going to respect Ambazonians. That is the only way Cameroon is going to take us serious. When we fight them from our neighborhoods, we make sure that the DOs and the colonial governors can govern us from within Amazonia. When we ensure that all those collaborators, the Atanganjis, the Achidiachus, the Ekemas, the Muketes, are never able to collaborate for the occupation of our homeland and live freely in Ambazonia. We make our country ungovernable and increase the cost of the occupation. We have done it for 56 years. I want to assure you we are going to do it again. I want to congratulate the brave patriot of AGC SCYL North America for keeping the flame burning. You're doing a great service to your country. I want to congratulate you for your tenacity and steadfastness. The brave people of Ambazonia can only assure you that we haven't fought in vain. We haven't gone to jail in vain. We haven't suffered tribulation in vain. We are not in exile in vain. We've suffered all of these tribulations for a dream and a hope that I can assure you that we are going to achieve. If not for us, for all those who've lost their lives, their limbs, to ensure that we have a better space, a better country to call our own. The next few months will be difficult, but I can assure every Ambazonian, as I declared the other day, you must become a soldier of the revolution. Whether you are a man, whether you are a woman, you must become a soldier of the revolution. Choose your block, choose your neighborhood for that defense. We are going to reach out to every other defense group that is operating within Ambazonia and beyond to make sure we can build a veritable platform of unity for the defense of our homeland, for the values we've espoused as a people. You are the bravest, you are the brightest. Remain steadfast for your country. It is the land of your birth. Bless you.